man. So I got a chance. How old are you? And tell them who you are, what school you go to.
All right, my name is Nasir Morales. I'm 19 years old, born and raised in Harlem. I'm in college. It's called Iona College. My major is broadcasting and media. I've been doing broadcasting since my freshman year in high school. So I got a lot of experience of doing behind the camera, front of the camera, editing sources like Premiere, Final Pro Cut 3.
All right, so that's what it is. Now, the youngin', he been around all us gangsters all his life because his father been around all the gangsters, but his father wasn't no gangster, but he ran with us because he grew up in the neighborhood and he was able to get out the neighborhood and do it the right way. And he's trying to gear Nasir into going the right way, you know? Now, tell him about the joint with Gangsta Lou. What did Gangsta Lou tell you when you met Gangsta Lou?
When I met Gangsta Lou, he said, listen to your father, because your father gonna tell you all the right things and how to move right in certain situations.
You know what I mean? Instead of in the street situations. So I mean, we do try and help our youngins when we find the ones that's trying to get out. So, you know, it ain't about poisoning the youth. It ain't about glorifying what we did. It's just about keeping it 100. You know what I mean? Now, I know life could be hard. What is it that you feel that you could tell the youth to steer them away from wanting to be into the lifestyle that we was into? Because I know it looks glamorous, you know what I mean? But I know you know the pitfalls to it too. So what is it that you would tell your fellow peers how to stay away from it in your own words, or how you stayed away from it?
I would just tell them, you know, just if you love to do something like with your sports or, you know, other sports, making music and you know, broadcasting, just follow your dreams. Cause you could still hustle doing that other than being in the streets. There's different ways of hustling. You could hustle being an entrepreneur. You could you know, you still make money just doing the stuff that you want to do in life. So it ain't about the streets all the time. It's about all the aspects of life. So I would just tell my fellow peers that, you know, follow your dreams, you know.
Take your time, you there. You're doing great.
Use what God gave you and be creative about it. For me it was just being creative. I had a creative mindset since I was little. So I already know how to get to a place that I want to go to. So it just been like a good experience, and I'm doing great.
All right, so where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Let's say we ain't gonna go too far down. Where would you like to be or see yourself in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I want to be successful, and by doing that, it's just you know, doing what I love to do, which is broadcasting. And I love acting too, cause I did some acting in high school, did some Shakespeare's, but I'm trying to make a TV show. It's called Hustle and Go. The show is about hustling. Mind you, it's not about being on a block and doing hustling in the streets. It's about being entrepreneurs, you know, owning a studio, nightclubs, you know. There's different aspects of hustling again, but I'm just trying to portray the story about a kid named Lincoln Robinson, who was a drug dealer, who was working for his aunt in the West Side. He graduated from high school, but he was doing part-time jobs with his aunt being a drug dealer. So he did it with his best friend, and he got a cousin, and she's cold-blooded. But we want to tell the story how he does all of this stuff, but you can still make better decisions for yourself. And if that's like getting out the hood, that's a great chess move right there, I believe.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so who is it that pushed you towards this? Who's your biggest inspiration?
I'm gonna say 50 Cent, because 50 Cent's he doing a lot of shows like Power. He doing a show right now. It's called Power Raising Canaan. Check that out on Stars. On Stars on Demand. He doing Power Book 2 Ghosts. He also doing Power Book Force. So that's coming out in next year, early 2022. So I just look at him as an inspiration, you know. If he could do a lot of these shows, why can't I do it? So
Oh,
And I've been growing up watching 50 Cent. 50 Cent's also one of my favorite rappers. My favorite song when I was a baby is called In the Club. So every time I would listen to the music, you know, I would jam to it. But when it cut off, I was crying. So I was like,
why is that?
because just like the beat of the music just got to me, and it's like every time I hear a certain beat, I just like jam to it. I feel it, you know. I don't just hear it; I feel the beat. So
okay, that's what's up. So, in the next 5 years, where would you like to be? Give me a more clear answer. I like that. I think you're being real articulate.
and then in the next 5 years,
Because you already said successful, but I mean successful how now?
successful being a businessman, successful
What
being
kind of business?
being successful being an actor, because I love acting, and I feel like
So you're a character.
yeah, I'm a character. Basically, yeah.
Okay.
I've been like I also write stories. So being a character is who I am since day one. Because I've been having crazy imaginations and stuff. So instead of just I just write it. I just write it down, and next thing you know, now I want to broadcast it. I want to be behind the scenes. I want to be in front of the scenes. I want to do everything.
Okay, so if you could go to any school to study anything, because you're 19, right?
Yes.
Because you're capable of doing anything right now and studying
Yes.
anything. What would it be if you had the ultimate money that, you know, and you could get into any school? What would it be? What would be your ultimate profession? And what school would you like to go to?
I would say St. John's, and St. John's is actually my dream school that I wanted to go to. It's just that Iona had better opportunities for me. So, but St. John's is one of the schools. I would say Syracuse, and I will also
Why St. John?
St. John's.
Because you said that's the better school. That's where you would like to be. So I'm saying, tell us why. Sell us.
St. John's is one of the schools that got like radio stations. I love to do. See, we got a radio station at the studio, and I love to do podcasters.
Yeah.
I like to talk about sports, different type of sports and stuff. And I'll let people come in and express their stories, sports, politics, anything that you want.
Oh, okay. So, like I said, your ultimate career, what would that be for you?
My ultimate career just you know, my ultimate career is being a character, but also actually just giving people motivation to be themselves. So, because you want to be a leader, not a follower. Always taught to be a leader, not a follower. For me, just being a leader, I feel like, you know, you could be your own character. You don't gotta portray somebody else's. Everybody has a story into their own life.
Portray.
Portray, yeah.
Yeah, you have to portray the next person.
You can portray yourself.
Because we're all unique in our own way.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's funny you say that because everybody try and emulate and be someone else instead of just being themselves.
Yes.
You know
and
what I
I
mean?
always preach that to myself. My mom, my dad, my whole family just say, just be yourself. Be your own character. Make your own stories. So when people hear it, they be like, "Oh, okay, it's getting interesting."
Yeah.
So I just like being my own character, and I feel like that's my ultimate goal in life.
Okay, so what did you study in school?
Broadcasting and media. So I'll do behind the scenes, behind the cameras and stuff. Sometimes we'll make a video, and we just you know, I'll be in front of the scenes. I did a project in high school where I was a substitute teacher, and I thought that was fun. But it was just being in front of the class, jokes and stuff. But I feel like it was pretty fun and good experience, because some people just don't have experience of teaching other people certain stuff. So I just feel like, you know, why not try something new every day and just be that. But it ended up being a dream from my main teacher. His name is Mr. Butler. So he taught me aspects of you know, broadcasting. And the school I went to in high school is called Morristown High School. That's located in New Jersey, 58 Earlier Street. So,
Okay, so you learned a lot from that?
yes.
Okay. So you would recommend that school to others
Yes.
your age?
Yeah.
So what do you think is the most important thing that you learned from that school?
The most important thing is just be yourself. Like I said, be yourself. You don't have to be nobody else. Just be yourself. It gives out a lot of opportunities too. But my thing is just be yourself. Be your own. Like create your own story, so people can hear it. You know, it's like building up a legacy for yourself. I just feel like that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I like that. So you play sports?
Yes.
'Cause I know you used to play basketball, right?
Yeah, I still play basketball. My dad told me, you know, he always tells me to make my layups, which is true. That's the number one point thing. That's the easiest bucket in the sport. Yeah, so I've been playing basketball since I was like 8. You know, I went to a lot of tournaments, battlegrounds. That's in 151st and Amsterdam. I won a championship with the East Side 2 years ago. It was located 129th Street in Lexington in the East Side. So, you know, I won a championship there. And I play for an AAU team. It's called the Clydes. I've been there since I played in the 2018-2019 season. You know, the first season was good. The second season was better. We got to the championship even though we lost, but the one thing I learned is from not to give up. You know, because you go always make yourself better.
Yeah, because it's like a lot of times things would get so hard that it's easier, or we feel it's easier to give up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, you know, we have to push forward, because if you put your mind to something and you make a commitment to something, you have to know to follow it through, especially from your age.
Yes.
Because if you start slacking now, you're going to really slack when you get, you know, your father's age or my age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you can't push yourself to do something, then you'll never accomplish anything. And that's what a lot of the people problem is. I done left 8th Avenue. I've been going 26 years, and I come back and I see so many of the same people living in the same apartments, living in the same building. I mean, I you know, to each his own, but I mean, you know what I mean? We have to push ourselves to get every day a little closer to a goal. We set a goal and we push towards that every day. And then at the end of the night, we look to see what we have done to get there. You know, that's what I do. Like when I came out, I said, okay, I want to get the YouTube set up. So boom, first thing I got to do is I got to get an editor. You know, I got to find out what I want to talk about. You know, I got to see what I want to film first. And then I sat down and I mapped it all out and I put it on paper. Okay, I found the editor. You know what I mean? Then I decided that I want to go to Miami to go visit my mother. So I incorporated that in the two and said, okay, when I go down there, I'm going to stop off at my mansion and shoot it to let them know that I'm still connected with people that got money, but I'm comfortable knowing that I lost and gave up on my money to have my morals and principles intact, to know that they was out here still doing them and that I still have the love and respect from them, and they don't owe me anything. You understand what I'm saying? Because what we do in life, we're supposed to do for ourselves, not to make the next person happy.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true. Very true. And I'm glad you said YouTube. YouTube is a great start. And plus, nowadays when you do YouTube, you still get money. So, you know, YouTube, you know, they get paid a lot, especially great YouTubers. So.
Yeah, and that's what creates a lot of problems too, because a lot of people, they just go in there and focus on the views.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I could tell some sensational stories right now to you that'll shock you and have your hair curling and swoop the shit out of you and get 1 million views.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But how is that helping your generation? How is that helping the youth? By me telling these crazy stories. You know what I mean? So
for me, it's like if you're gonna focus on views, make sure it has make sure you do it the proper way. So make sure you're motivating someone every day. Don't just get views and it's all for the wrong reasons. Trying to get views is for the right reasons. So I just felt like in this generation, we got some people that just get views and it's not even for the right situation. It's not better than nobody else, and it's not better than that person who's trying to get views. I just feel like, you know, if you're gonna get views, do the right way and the smart way.
Because see, a lot of people, they turn around and it's like they just chasing, like I said, chasing the bag, chasing the views, and not really looking at the generation, looking at the destruction that they're leaving behind. You know what I mean?
And that's why you can't compare two generations. You can't compare back in the day and in this generation, because back in the day you had to work hard, you had to hustle. Back in the day, you had to get what you want. Nowadays, it's like it's easy because you got all these social media platforms, so it's easier to get stuff. But back in the day, it was just much harder. If I had to pick an era to live in all honesty, I would live back in the day because I want to work. You know, in this generation, we work, but it's no obstacles to it. You know, it's nothing. Back in the days, there's a lot of obstacles you had to go through, a lot, and it's hard. It's hard to get out the hood back then than today. It really is. So I just feel like back in the day is more of a story than this generation. It's sad, but it's true. And some people don't like the truth, but they say the truth hurts, but the truth will set you free. So it's what it is.
That's what I'm saying. You know, the truth is something that stands alone. You know, no matter what you say or no matter what no man or woman say, the truth is the truth. You know what I mean? They got people that want to believe, you know what I mean, the non-truth. But at the end of the day, they know what the truth is.
Yeah.
You know? But like you said, we can't relive my generation. And in 30 years, we can't relive your generation. Because the things that y'all doing now with technology is, you know, which is just a stepping stone to get to the next level. It's like, that's not going to be duplicated because y'all are taking chances now that they're not going to be willing to take then in 30 years. The same way we took chances during my generation, as far as with all the foolery running around with the guns, the drugs, you know, the white collar crime with the credit cards and just certain things that they wouldn't take those chances now.
Back in the day, it was more adversity. It's not like really adversity in this era. Like I said, it's more. Back in the day, is more adversity. They didn't like you in this generation. We don't feel adversity. There's no such thing as adversity in this generation at all. Back then, because like again, everything becomes easy because of social media platforms. Back in the day, you don't have no social media. Back in the day, you didn't have iPhones. You didn't even have Androids. You had a payphone to put coins in there and just talk to your loved ones and stuff like that, or talk to your friends or your homies. Like, but it wasn't no obstacles, you know. And I feel like back in the day, I just felt like people should really take a long history of looking back in the day, so they could feel it from here. So
see, we have to know our past in order to know the present, so we know we're going to the future. You know what I mean? So it's good to study whatever field that you choose to get in, whether it's sports, hip hop, business, technology. You want to know the history. Like, okay, you're young, you're 19. Do you know who's the first one to put out the internet, the World Wide Web? Who introduced it to the masses? Al Gore.
Al Gore?
Yeah, look into that, because you say you're into technology. Al Gore and Bill Clinton is the one that said they wanted to have a computer in every home, to have it as the World Wide Web. That's the WWW. They wanted to put a computer in every home, and they've done that. Because now we got a computer in every hand, in every palm. We have 2 and 3 computers, because we have 2 and 3 phones now. You know, and they laughed at it when we saw it on Star Trek, when he used to beam me up, Scotty. You know what I mean? With the flip phone. You know what I mean? They done took it to the next generation. And do you even know what Star Trek is?
I heard of a Star. I heard of it. I just don't know like what it is, but I heard of a Star Trek.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Star Trek was a TV series back when me and your father was kids.
my fault. I'm thinking. I thought you were talking about something else. I do know what Star Trek is. Yeah. I've seen it before.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those are all future technologies that they were showing that they laughed at back then and said that'll never happen. You understand what I'm saying? And then now look at what's happening.
Yeah.
You know, all the technology. You got the power in your hand.
Technology is changing every day.
Yeah. You know? But you know, it was a pleasure talking to you. This is good for a
pleasure.
first one. Don't want to make it too
you,
long. And I really enjoyed that. All right, Unique Mecca Audio signing off. Thank you, Nasir.
No problem.
All right.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. An Instagram page and a YouTube you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca Audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, you we got a lot to give. Now you trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours, so we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them, and bless up to all the rude men.